Oh, it came right away. Wow. Scoreboard came on right away. All right, good morning. Still here in Wisconsin Rapids as we get you ready for Game 2 of the 2024 Royal Rumble here on the South Field. It is the Assumption Royals and the Aquinas Blue Golds. Aquinas just coming off of a monumental win about half an hour ago, finishing that game up, knocking off Mosinee 4-2. And now they turn right around and take on the Assumption Royals here in the middle game of our Royal Rumble. And Aquinas not switching anything up here, Paul, in Game 2. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
And why would you? Erickson for Aquinas threw a gem of a game as the Blue Golds in the first contest at 10 o'clock this morning, for those of you just joining us, started the day by knocking off the Mosinee Indians on a score of 4-2. Solid fielding, put the ball in play. The Indians started their second pitcher, and then Bussey finished the ball game. But the Blue Golds hands Mosinee their first loss of the day, looking for the sweep. Steve and I were just looking at their sectional going forward. It sure appears to be that win clearly makes them the 1 seed in their half of the sectional. Of course, that's big because then they would host all the way to that sectional final contest. And, again, high energy, looking for that sweep, the momentum exactly that you'd want to build coming out of the Royal Rumble into next week's tournament play. Speaking of momentum, Steve, let's talk a little bit about the Assumption Royals, who had a tough week.
Well, I think we're going to land there waiting for you. Just maybe just tell them to play ball. Tell them we're not going to do.
We're not doing a national anthem. Did you want us to?
No, we're good. Oh, he wants his starting lineups though.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Assumption a tough week, as you just mentioned. Had the opportunity to secure a conference or a share of the conference title.
And ran into a buzzsaw by the last name of Pankratz.
Yeah, Lady Pankratz.
Lady Pankratz, who shut them down on Monday here at Robinson Park. Then turned around on Thursday and threw a one-hitter against them. For this Assumption team, Steve, we've seen them all year long. They're very dependent upon the top of their lineup to go ahead and set the table. And honestly, Claire Nelson has had an outstanding season with over 20 RBIs, but in order for her to be able to knock runners in, people have to be on base for her. And unfortunately, in the first two games against Stratford this week, they were unable to put people on base. And now it appears playing the Blue Golds, the task does not get much easier here in the first game at noon.
Yep, absolutely. And trying to get that momentum heading into the postseason. We mentioned in Game 1, and much like for Aquinas, seeding meetings tomorrow for Assumption and Aquinas. Obviously different divisions, different sections and all that, but an opportunity to gain a little bit of momentum before a week off before the playoffs start.
Two interesting games for Aquinas, for Assumption here going into the seeding meeting. So the four seeds that are clearly going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 in some order are Peppa Allman, Cochran Fountain City, Assumption, and Columbus Catholic of Marshfield. Columbus Catholic, a conference champion, but in a conference that I think by all intents and purposes people mutually agree was pretty down this year. Yep. They lost the opening contest today to Marshall. We'll see how they fare against Mosinee later in the Rumble. For Assumption, playing in the Marywood South, really very, very, very a tough conference as we've talked about before. But second place, tied for second place with Stratford for conference. Maybe they were in second place by themselves. Either way, not conference champion.
Yep.
And then over on the other side, Peppa Allman is a conference champion. Cochran Fountain City, Peppa Allman only with one conference loss. That loss is to Cochran Fountain City. Aquinas got beat by Cochran Fountain City. Okay. Cochran Fountain City beat Pepin Alma or split Pepin Alma. So I think a win in this particular game by Assumption would give Coach Nelson a little extra fuel, Coach Nelson, Coach Hill, a little extra fuel when they went in the seeding meeting and said, hey, we beat Aquinas. Aquinas beat you. They beat your cousin, and the 6 degrees of separation. Somewhere, Jason Zaleski in the final boss is just going ahead and screaming, can we just use the computer and let them go ahead and settle it? But back to the old coaches seating meeting, which for Aquinas will take place tomorrow at 7 o'clock. So then you'll see whether the bracket will come out. And most likely their first game will be the first playoff game will be May 21st. That being stated, Macy Vollard on the mound, Claire Nelson behind the plate. And we're about ready for the first pitch between the Blue Golds and the Royals here from Robinson Park. I guess on a windy, beautiful Saturday for softball.
And much like they did in Game 1, Aquinas not switching their lineup. Catherine Savidelli to lead things off. Lauren Von Ruden, Ellie Klar, Maddie Gagermeyer, Jessa Miskowski, Abby Zilkowski, Ava Scholze, Josie Erickson, Ava Fernholz. And the first offering from Macy Vollard here this afternoon at this morning at 11:58, misses for a ball.
Again, Louis Eiserman behind the plate, same umpiring crew that worked the first game.
And Savidelli out in front and fouls it back. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Larry Buckbarger out in the field. Moss, Kavanaugh, Schooley, and what is Delaney's last name? That's a good
Hahn.
question. And Hahn at third base for the Royals, and then Stoffelt, Schmitz, and Kelly Carroll in the outfield.
That was going to be line to Stofflet out there. It's over her head. 1 hops the wall. Trouble here. Could be 3. Savidelli using the speed to third, and a leadoff triple for Catherine Savidelli. As soon as she hit it, she used her magnificent speed to get around the bases. Wow.
That ball was absolutely laced to left field. Stofflet played it off of the fence, tried to throw it back in. Schooley's throw to third base was wide, and just like that, Blue Gold's threatening to go ahead and take a lead here in the top of the first inning.
Now Lauren Von Ruden at the plate with nobody out. Von Ruden swings and misses, and it's 0-1.
One of the interesting adjustments you can see that Von Ruden has made in the first game, she was way up in the box against Mosini. Against Vollert, she's moved way back into the box, trying to give herself a little extra time to go ahead and time up that Vollert fastball.
The 0-1. Low and away, and Savidelli got a good read on it. Throw home is not going to be had, and a pass ball scores Aquinas' first run here of the game.
So there's something that you don't see very frequently as Claire Nelson lets one go ahead and get past her. Macy Vollert tried a low outside pitch, a ball that normally Claire would handle. I think it's pretty well known that Claire took a ball off the thumb at Stratford. We'll have to watch Steve to see if that plays a factor today.
And again, out of the mitt of Nelson, and it's 2-1. Unlock the best home, auto, commercial, and personal loans in the Rapids area at Key Savings Bank. No matter what you're financing, Key Savings Bank has the personal touch to put you at ease. Dream big, small rates. Key Savings Bank.
Banking with Key Savings just makes sense.
Von Ruden fouls it straight back, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. We mentioned it before, or in between games, before the game, and as soon as Aquinas ended their taking infield, just the constant energy, the joy that the Blue Golds have had here today has been contagious and outstanding.
Yeah, Steve, that's the right word, joy. Like, I mean, there's so many impressive things. Like I said, you can see the outfield bumps, the high fives, the chatter from the dugout, the treats. By the way, I can confirm that's a little fruit snack at first base is kind of a reward for coming to take a look at it. There's so many things that Aquinas is doing that's just a winning culture.
Popped up to first, and Moss makes the catch.
Nice play by Madison going ahead, and she kind of stumbled over the base as she went ahead and took that ball. You could see it had a little bit of a weird spin coming off the bat. So first out for Aquinas, they lead the Royals 1-0 here in the top of the first inning.
Now Ellie Klar, the shortstop. Reminder to visit Marshfield May 31st through June 2nd at Marshfield Dairy Fest. Check out marshfieldchamber.com for all the details. See you in Marshfield for a fun-filled weekend.
Steve, have you ever taken the family to the Marshfield Dairy Fest breakfast?
I have not.
If you have not, I strongly recommend it. Not only do you get a chance to see a lot of cool farm technology, and there's a lot of fellowship there, but in general, always really good food, very fun event. If you've not done that with the kids, strongly recommend checking that out.
No balls and 2 strikes to Klar. Maddie Gagermeyer, who had an outstanding game in Game 1, 3 for 4, 3 singles, and had the decisive hit as Macy Voller picks up a serve pro. Jamie Wenzel strikeouts, 2 away here now in the first inning. And now Maddie Gagemeyer at the plate, who had the hit that hit off the glove of Jersley into center field that scored the 3 runs for Aquinas in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, and again, for those that weren't watching, she tattooed that ball, really squared it up, hit that ball hard. It was a kind of a rising line drive off of Jersley's glove, and I'm not sure if maybe Jersley's glove perhaps took a little bit of a spin, and then when you look at it, it skipped, got to the fence, bases clearing. And with Erickson on the mound for Mosinee today, that was all she wrote. Words can't just express enough just how impressed I was with Erickson on the mound for the Blue Golds. She just did an outstanding job keeping a very dangerous Indian lineup at bay.
The 0-2, and Vollard picks up a couple of strikeouts to end the inning. A leadoff triple comes in to score, and nothing after that. A run on a hit, and nobody left. We've played in half an inning. Aquinas 1. Assumption coming up. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports.
Wisconsin River Orthopedics has been providing comprehensive care to Wood County for over 50 years. We offer urgent care for orthopedic pain and injuries, joint replacement, along with focused sports medicine care from evaluation to rehabilitation. Our facilities offer a spacious rehab center to get you back to doing what you love most, along with the latest technology in our ambulatory surgery center and a comfortable open MRI. Stop living with pain and limited range in your joints. Turn to Wisconsin River Orthopedics and get back to the way life is meant to be.
Bauer & Feind has been based in Marshfield since 1955. And if you're in business that long, you're obviously doing many things right. We always focus on selling world-class products, backing it up with world-class customer support.
Working with Bauer & Feind Business Technologies has been a pleasure. We have staff on call that we can call if we ever have issues, and the printer usability has been really easy, user-friendly.
Give us a call, visit our website. We'd be happy to come in, talk to you. Maybe there's a way we can help you save some money and work more efficiently.
All right, Josie Erickson. Oh, there we go. Josie Erickson in the circle for Aquinas here in Game 2, as she was in Game 1. Schooley, Kavanaugh, Nelson, Vollert, Smits, Norton, Stofflet, Moss, and Hahn. See if this Assumption offense can get going. Struggled big time last week against earlier this week against Laney Pancratz from Stratford, and that was going to be lined to left center field, and that's a good start as Anna Schooley trucks into second with a leadoff double.
One pitch, one swing. Anna Schooley going ahead and getting the bat working on a day where the wind is blowing out to left field, pretty much straight out to left field here at Robinson Park.
Now Ari Kavanaugh, not the shortstop, the second baseman, followed by Claire Nelson.
So it'll be interesting to see if Coach Nelson asks Ari to lay down the bunt. One, it will advance Anna, and two, gives Claire a chance to go ahead and drive that run in.
Looks at a strike in the outside corner. Didn't look to be squaring around. And it's 0-1.
Ari does a pretty good job hitting the ball to the right-hand side. Naturally, that also would go ahead and advance the runner if she can put that ball in play.
Josie Erickson, there's a bunt and a nice one in front of the circle. And not in time. Kavanaugh too fast and an infield base hit. And I think Gagemeyer's foot may have been a little off the base as well, but a bang-bang play results in an infield bunt single.
Steve, that's such a tough play for the pitcher because the pitcher comes in, has to change their momentum. She didn't really get her foot set, and that ball kind of floated to first base. In the meantime, Kavanaugh with her speed. So you're going to see Kavanaugh come in motion here. We'll see if Aquinas chooses to take the out or not.
And throw it down to third, and Von Ruden just saved a run there over at third base.
Well, this is a familiar feel for the Royals, and one they have not seen in a long time. Claire Nelson at the plate with runners on first and second and an opportunity to drive in some RBIs, seeing if Assumption can go ahead and take an early lead.
The 1-0 is going to be lined to right. Over on it is Fernholz. It is going to be caught along the line. And it's going to drive in a run, but a nice play over there by Ava Fernholz sliding and making the catch, and we're tied here in the first.
That being stated, Claire Nelson adds to her impressive RBI total and ties this ball game as Schooley is able to tag and score. So 1-1, bottom of the first inning. Kavanaugh on third, Vollard at the plate. Assumption looking to take a lead.
Macy Vollard looks at a strike in the outside corner. It's 0-1. So a runner at third and Kavanaugh, good speed over there.
Erickson throwing that impressive changeup once again for a strike. She did a really nice job against Mosinee in that first game of changing both speeds and heights.
The 0-1 misses outside. 1-1 to Macy with Lydia Smits on deck. Runner at third and one out. A lot of ones on the board right now. Vollert drives this one to deep left field, backing up on his Zukowski, and it is gone. A 2-run home run for Macy Vollert, and the Royals add 2 more here in the first inning, 3-1, and Macy sprints around the bases, and a 2-run jack for the junior pitcher.
You know, again, Steve, we talked about that wind blowing out. You can see on the flag, well, hopefully you can see on the flag, but it's a pretty stiff breeze blowing out the center. Vollert not only put a good swing on that ball, but the left fielder went ahead and kind of turned around, and I thought initially she had a chance, and that ball just drifted and drifted, and Vollert goes ahead and helps her cause as the Royals go ahead and jump on top. 3-1 here in the bottom of the first inning over Aquinas. Based on some hot hitting by Schooley, a great bump by Kavanaugh, an RBI, a sacrifice RBI by Claire Nelson, and a 2-run bomb by Macy Vollert. That brings up number 8, Lydia Schmidt, with a 3-1 lead here in the bottom of the first inning.
Lydia had a home run a couple of weeks ago in Wausau at Newman, and she's going to pop this one up and out of play. Nice catch over there by a dad, and it's 0-1 to Smits. Jess Norton on deck. 3-1 Assumption here in the first.
You know, Steve, good opportunity for us to kind of talk about difference between baseball and softball. Erickson, who threw a gem of a game in the first game.
Lined out there to Clar, and again, Smits tattooed it, but right at Clar for the second out.
Continues to go ahead and chuck here in the second ball game. That obviously, because of pitch counts, it's not something you'd ever see on the baseball side of it. On the softball side of it, it definitely does make a difference.
Lexi Stofflet pops it up, and that'll end the first inning.
Nice work by Erickson to go out and work through it. But the Royals get 3 runs here in the bottom of the first. You're watching high school sports here on Zaleski Sports.
Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty, char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Buy 3 Goodyear tires and 1 is free has been extended at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Plus, get up to $200 back on 4 installed Goodyear tires when you use the Goodyear credit card. Buy 3 and 1 is free in March at Sherrill Tire and Auto. Find your location at SherrillTire.com.
Tessa Miskowski at the plate for Aquinas, followed by Abby Zilkowski, and then Ava Scholze for the Blue Golds. Tessa had an outstanding game in center field against Mosinee in Game 1, and Macy Vollert pumps in a strike, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, words can't describe how impressive the Blue Golds were in that first ball game. I mean, from energy to pitching to fielding to the way they ran the bases aggressively, they just were really good.
And that was going to be hit right through the legs of Vollert, and a leadoff base hit there for Miskowski, and a leadoff base runner for Aquinas.
Through the wickets, they would say. Well, maybe they wouldn't say, I would say. But
yeah.
Anyway, you look at it, whatever. It's set at this point, but really a hard-hit ball here in the top of the second inning as Aquinas puts the leadoff runner on base.
Abby Zilkowski at the plate now, left fielder. We were talking about that home run as Hahn tries to play it to first. A nice scoop there by Kavanaugh, but nobody covering third base allows Miskowski to get to third on the sacrifice bunt.
So a little bit of a fielding gaff would be the word in terms of where it goes. And again, aggressive base running by the Blue Golds, but sacrifice bunt. Nice play by Hahn to go ahead and take that out at first. That ball had a weird spin, so I thought she did a nice job grabbing it, but that allowed the runner to advance 2 bases. So now with 1 out, here in the top of the second inning. Vollert facing number 25.
Ava Scholze.
Scholze, with a runner on third as the Blue Golds are looking to try to go ahead and chip into this 3-1 deficit.
There's a swing and a miss. Vollert ahead, 0-2. As the weather warms up, look to Rapids Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling here in Wisconsin Rapids. They get more than 100 years of making your home and business comfortable. Call Rapids Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling today. The 0-2 to Scholze. And try to climb the ladder and missed, and it's 1-2.
I'll tell you, right now would be the time to call Rapids Heating and Cooling, Heating and Cooling, just to make sure your air conditioning is going to work. Because if not, when we get those hot days that are coming up, everyone's going to call at the same time. Be proactive.
The 1-2 is a swing and a miss, and a big strikeout there for Macy Vollert, her third of the game. That's a Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout. Call Jamie Wenzel a Serve Pro for the number one choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Monster strikeout by Vollert. So now 2 away. Royals can go ahead and take the infield back and just play at depth, playing for the out to get out of this.
Ground ball to first and foul, and it's 0-1. Mother's Day tomorrow, a high of like 82 in Wisconsin Rapids. So it's gonna be a beautiful day in central Wisconsin tomorrow.
Be a beautiful day to be in the basketball gym, which is where we'll be at. So whether it's 82 or 42, it's always a good day to be in the basketball gym.
There's a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2 there to Erickson. Glad our internet is holding up with we'll get into everything here in just a moment with all the stuff going on with the sun and the sky last night, and that one misses high for a ball. The northern lights happening, and it's all so pretty and everything is all so nice. And I looked into it a little bit more. It's a little bit more serious than people are taking it as. The these geomagnetic things that are happening with the sun. The sun is flaring and all this stuff, and a lot could be disturbed with with the sun, but it's okay. We have pretty skies at nighttime.
Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the second inning. Royals up 3-1 over the Blue Golds. I do have a comment on that, but I didn't want to go ahead and get into it in terms of where it goes. So, friend of the show, Dan Ross, of course, one of the voices, I guess, the voice of the Marathon Red Raiders this year. Last night, about 9:30, goes ahead and was trying to keep me informed, sent the picture of what it looked like from Wausau. I was in bed sleeping, so I didn't get a chance to see any of that until this morning, and I'm like, well, you didn't take a look at it. So if you go to bed early, Steve, you don't have to worry about the northern lights.
3-2 foul. Yeah, that's true.
that's kind of what I can tell you in terms of where it goes. The only complaint that we had last night is apparently I snore. So besides for that, it was all good in terms of where it goes. But Vollert, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on third base, trying to get the Royals out of this with trying to get it out with the score where scoreless sitting. Blue Golds trying to cut in the deficit.
3-2 foul straight back into the screen at us. Good battle here between the two pitchers, Josie Peterson and Macy Vollert.
Josie Erickson, right?
Yep.
Gotcha. Not Peterson, Erickson.
Did I say Peterson?
You said Peterson.
Oh.
But you wanted to make sure it was Erickson.
The 3-2. And Erickson draws the walk. Good battle won by Erickson. And there's runners at the corners now with 2 outs and a courtesy runner here for Erickson.
So same kind of a dilemma that we saw in the last inning there, or in the last ball game, where you got to figure that Aquinas will put it in motion. They tried to draw that throw where the runner actually stops, seeing if they can get an out. I'll be curious to see on how Coach Schill and Coach Nelson take it. Do they try to go ahead and throw it down maybe to Kavanaugh at second base to see if they can catch her and take the out? Do they allow her to have the base? We'll see what happens.
And throw will not be had as Clark will take second base. Ryan Clark, the courtesy runner for pitcher Josie Erickson. Ava Fernholz at the plate now with 2 in scoring position for the Blue Golds, and Catherine Savidelli awaiting on deck. Just a bit high, and it's 2-0. Savidelli led the game off with a triple and scored on a pass ball. Big opportunity here for Fernholz.
Fernholz is definitely the batter that Vollert wants to get. Savidelli has been deadly with the bat today.
There's a strike in the inside corner. Fernholz shakes it off in disagreement with a 2-1 now. Runners are Miskowski and Clark for the Blue Golds, the 2-1. Inside again, and it's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the top of the second inning, 3-1 as see our friends here from Columbus Catholic taking this one in. Down to our right, the 2-2. Foul back and out of play. Look out back there. Columbus will take on Mosinee in about 2 hours' time on the field behind us, the north field here at Robinson Park.
In the on the north field, right now you have Amherst playing Marshall.
The 2-2 lined to right. That's Hahn, and miscommunication between Kavanaugh and Hahn will score 2. The throw all the way up the third base line. And coming in to score will be Miskowski and Klar, and we're tied up here. And a base hit, and now back to the top of the order.
So a important bloop single goes ahead and scores both runs as Aquinas goes ahead and ties this game at 3 here in the top of the second inning.
Savidelli fouls that one out and then out of play, and it's 0-1.
It's not how hard you hit it, Steve. It's where you hit it. And that ball was just over the outstretched arms of Ari Kavanaugh and falls in front of Kylie Carroll. Timely base running from the Blue Golds, and we've got a new ball game.
The 0-1. Foul straight back. Fowler once again ahead, 0-2. Leadoff single, sacrifice bunt, which allowed Miskowski to get to third. Strikeout to Scholze, a walk to Erickson, and a 2 RBI single to Fernholz. And now Savidelli behind, 0-2. Fowler fires home. Going to be lined third base side and foul.
Savidelli, that's the second real hard hit ball that she's had in 2 at-bats today against Vollert. The first one was that leadoff triple that was just an absolute laser in trajectory. This particular one, just fall of Hahn at third base.
Vollert comes set again on the 0-2. This is outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Catherine Savidelli. Runner at second is Fernholz with 2 outs.
It was interesting. Carroll overthrew the cut and ended up throwing that ball to Macy Vollert. It actually got past her, got past the pitcher, which is why Fernholz ended up at second base. So it wasn't a ball where she was trying to aggressively throw home, but the errant throw allowed the runner to move into scoring position, which could be a big factor here because any form of Savidelli hit is going to give them a chance to score.
1-2 back. Going to be popped up. Schooley's calling for it, and a big out there for Assumption defensively, but Aquinas scores a couple on a couple of hits. They leave 1. We've played an inning and a half. It is 3-3 after 1.5 back after this on Zaleski Sports.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
Jess Norton will lead things off. Jess Norton lines one to left center field, and she's going to head to first, round first, try for second, And a leadoff double for Jess.
Welcome back to the lineup, Jess Norton. She was out sick the last couple days, comes in and takes the first pitch she sees and absolutely ropes a line drive to between the left and center fielder for a double. Then we get a flex entering the ball game as Kylie Carroll, who's playing right field, comes in to run for Jess Norton. It's one of the big advantages of having a flex. Your flex can come into the game and run for a position if you want when you're using the DP.
Now Madison Moss swings and fouls it back, and it's 0-1.
Be interesting to see if Coach Nelson allows Madison Moss to swing away on the second pitch as he did on the first one, or if he asked her to lay down a bunt to see if you can move Kylie Carroll over to see if you can manufacture a run with Hahn and then Schooley coming up.
Erickson fires home. That was going to be popped up and out of play. Runs 0-2 to Madison Moss with Delaney Hahn waiting on deck. A little cloudy afternoon here in Wisconsin Rapids, but no rain and no snow. Talked to Rob Schill, their first Royal Rumble 8 years ago. The morning beforehand, or the morning of, they got 2 inches of snow. They got all the fields ready, and then it started to snow. So we're glad that's not happening in mid-May this year. And that was going to be hit to center field. Drops in front of Miskowski. Kylie Carroll will stop at third, and Madison Moss comes up with a big hit.
Madison Moss with a hard hit line drive to the center field dugout, to the center fielder. So again, Moss on first, Carroll via the flex runner for Norton on third, no outs, and Hahn, and then the top of the lineup, Schooley coming up.
And Carroll unable to score because she had to hold up and make sure that Miskowski didn't come up and catch that ball. And so reason for my understanding anyway would be a reason that Kylie was unable to score.
So it's an interesting piece. Freshman at the plate, freshman at third, freshman at first. Does Coach Nelson try to take that extra base? As it looks like Hahn went ahead and squared around the bunt. So it looks like Coach Nelson is doing with what he can, asking Hahn to go ahead and lay down the bunt to put Moss into scoring position, maybe perhaps force an errant throw that allows Carroll to be able to go ahead and score. But an important learning moment even late in the season for this Royal team.
The 1-1 is attempted bunt and fouled back, and it's 1-2 with Anna Schooley on deck.
Again, the other thing that's big with it, and it's not that much of a factor because of Schooley's speed, is getting that runner to second base should go ahead and eliminate the double play possibility as well.
The 1-2 gonna be hit to center. Miskowski diving catch, and it's caught. Miskowski, an outstanding play in center field, and there's one away.
Unfortunately for the Royals, Kylie Carroll made a read where she was running down the line, and despite the diving play in center, she needed to go back to retreat to the base to touch third to tag up, and she was unable to go ahead and score on the play. So one out for the Blue Golds, an important out, as that brings up the leadoff hitter, number 21, Anna Schooley. Still in a 3-3 ball game. Carroll on third, Moss on first in the bottom of the second inning.
Schooley doubled on the first pitch she saw in the first inning, and Erickson misses high for a ball, 1-1. Again, I've seen some outstanding defense today from through the first game at game plus so far. And Schooley pops this one up to left. Backing up on it is Zilkowski, and it gets over her head. And Moss is going to try for third, and no play. And a run will score for Assumption here in the second inning.
So, Steve, it greatly benefited the Royals, that error. But that's an interesting play because Madison Moss is standing on second base. If that ball is caught, there's going to be an interesting play back to first. In the meantime, Carroll ended up going ahead and tagging on third after Coach Nelson essentially made sure that she knew that she needed to go ahead and take. One out, bottom of the second inning, 4-3 Royals on a...
They're going to be hit over to third, and they're going to go to first, and it's a low throw, and now they have Schooley in a rundown, and everybody's going to be safe. My goodness.
And Ari Kavanaugh, again, heads-up play. So you talk about the best of base running, the worst of base running. Ari Kavanaugh goes ahead and hustles down the line, forcing that particular throw. Then on Schooley on the throw towards Schooley, Kavanaugh goes ahead and takes the extra base. So now the runners are on second and third, still only one out, and up comes the always dangerous Claire Nelson.
And just kind of going back to that, it was a hard hit ball by Kavanaugh to third, and Moss broke to home as soon as the ball was hit. And Von Ruden still tried to make the throw over to first. It was a low throw on Gagermeyer, and everybody ended up being safe.
Well, Stephen, as they talked about it, as they started that sentence, it was the best of base running, it was the worst of base running. So it was one of those deals where, I mean, if Von Ruden goes home, Moss is dead to right on that. She chose to go ahead and take it to first. Kavanaugh, with her speed, went ahead and beat that out. It was a little bit of an errant throw. It was going to be a bang-bang play anyway. In the meantime, Schooley, as fast as she is, had a big round. The first baseman came off of it, tried to pick off, threw it to the catcher. Catcher tried to throw it back to third. In the meantime, Kavanaugh's like, okay, I'll take second base. And just like that, in a routine play, the Royals have runners in second and third and a 5-3 lead.
Yeah, there's a lot going on the last couple of batters. My goodness. One away for Nelson, and she looks at a ball low, and it's 1-0. Had a sacrifice fly to Fernholz and right in her last at-bat. 5-3 Assumption. They hadn't scored 5 runs in the last week and a half.
Speaking of Von Ruden, so we talked with Von Ruden how far in the back in the box was. Look at how far up in the box Claire Nelson is on this particular play.
They're going to – no, she missed the tag. And they're going to say that she was out of the – they're going to say that she was out of the baseline, but there is a spot for a running lane.
So she's not out of the baseline. The question becomes, did she have the tag or not? Okay, so they are going to say that she's out of the baseline in terms of where it goes. You're allowed a step. You're allowed a step either way in terms of where it goes, but the umpire felt that she was maybe one step too far out, so the tag was missed. Anyway, you look at it, it's an important RBI by Claire Nelson. Makes it 6-3 Royals here in the bottom of the second inning. And up comes Macy Vullert, who the first time hit a ball that she was just hit a towering, would be the word I would use, home run to left field for the Royals to give them a 3-1 lead in that first inning.
Macy Vullert tried to check her swing, went around anyway, and it's 1-1.
Once again, that Erickson changeup being very effective fooled Vullert on that particular play. Kavanaugh at third, Royals up 6-3, bottom of the second inning. I'm exhausted, Steve. That's a long, exciting inning.
Chaos is probably a good word for it. Von Ruden to first, and it hits Vullert in the back. A run will score as Vullert crosses first base, holding her back, and another run comes across for Assumption. And there's runner at first now on another error for Aquinas here in the second inning. It has been, I think, a simple word is chaos.
I was just saying, and Lydia Smits continues the chaos with a hard hit line drive up the middle of the field. So runners on first and second. Vullert on second, Smits on first, Stofflet to the plate. 2 outs, bottom of the seventh inning, or bottom of the second inning, 7-3 Aquinas trails Assumption at Robinson Park. This inning has had a little bit of everything, and it seems like Von Ruden has been in the middle of just about every play over at third base, good and bad. But the errant throw that hit Vullert ultimately leads to the most recent Assumption run.
And Alexi Stofflet, who popped up to Gagermeyer to end the first inning, at the plate with 2 on and 2 out. Now it's going to be hit over to short, across and in time by Klar to end the chaos here in the second inning. We'll get you all the numbers when we get back. It's 7-3 Assumption through 2. Back after this, Zaleski Sports.
Chili Implement, located just west of Marshfield in Chili, is your Kubota dealer in central Wisconsin. Big or small, Chili Implement has all the best equipment waiting for you. From farm tractors to lawn care Plus, work and have fun in a Kubota side-by-side. Choose Chili Implement for your parts and service too. Chili Implement, open Monday through Saturday to serve you and 24/7 online at chiliimplement.com.
Couldn't possibly go through all this stuff by yourself, especially since Dad isn't as young and mobile as he used to be. You know, I'd love to help if I had more time between work, kids, and their activities. Have you considered getting any help?
I'd love to, but I don't know who to call.
Kushel and Kushel, removal and recycling services for seniors, handicaps, and those who need help. We do the dirty work so you don't have to. From painting, landscaping, moving, chores, and more. Please give David a call at 715-323-5762.
All right, taking a couple of deep breaths, and we're back with you here in the third inning. Lauren Von Ruden, who was in the middle of all that chaos, is back to batting now to lead off the third inning. And she's going to hit it over to Kavanaugh at second, and one pitch and one out to retire Von Ruden here in the third inning.
Nice play by Kavanaugh to go ahead and stay down on a ball that had a little bit of a weird spin. Field's a little bit beat up from all the different activity on it, so the hop may not have been as true as what Kavanaugh would have liked. But again, a nice play to retire Von Ruden on the first pitch of the inning.
Ellie Klar now at the plate, the shortstop, as Vollard misses high for a ball, and it's 1-0. Glad you're all joining us here this afternoon on Zaleski Sports. Game 1 went to Aquinas, 4-2 winners over Mosinee. And Assumption leads here in Game 2, 7-3 over Aquinas. It'll be Assumption and Amherst in Game 3 and the final game of our Royal Rumble here this year. Plenty of time, plenty of room, plenty of food, and a beautiful afternoon here in Wisconsin Rapids for you to come watch some softball. And there's a strike to Klar, and it's 2-1. As we close in on the end of the high school spring season in the next month. All championships and playoffs and everything will be seeded and played and concluded in about a month.
So Vollard doesn't appear to have any ill effects of taking the ball off of her back as she was running down the line, as she seems to be chucking it pretty well. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 7-3 Royals on 7 hits.
That's going to be popped up, third base side, and Hahn gave it a look and went out of play, 2-2.
You know, so Steve, after watching this Royals lineup and watching how well Erickson threw the first game, it just makes me have a real solid appreciation of Lindy Packertz from Stratford, as she just shut this Royal team down on Monday and Thursday. Only 1 hit on Thursday. That was by Lexi Stofflet.
Off the end of the bat, Fowler will play it and retire Klar on the 1-3 putout. 2-away now for Maddie Gegenmeyer.
Yeah, I just really impressive. Like that projected sectional semi between Auburndale and Stratford is going to feature 2 of the best pitchers in the area, and I think could be absolutely must watch. That's one I hope that we'll have on the network for you, because that's just 2 outstanding pitchers.
That's going to be fouled back. Look out, straight back. And it's 0-1. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Get a free quote from Kerry Van Aert, State Farm on auto, homeowners, life insurance, renters, and more. For both Wisconsin Rapids and Marshfield, find Kerry Van Aert, State Farm on Facebook. Get started today as Gegenmeyer swings and misses, and it's 0-2.
Gegenmeyer, of course, the Game 1, one of the many Game 1 heroes for the Blue Goals, is she had the very important hit that drove in 3 runs, giving in the third inning in that particular ball game, as Vollard gets her to go ahead and strike out to end the top half of the third inning. Royals 7, Blue Golds 3. You're watching high school softball here on Zaleski Sports.
Little Sprouts Learning Garden with 2 convenient central Wisconsin locations. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
Little Sprouts has been around for almost 7 years here in Auburndale. In Rudolph, we've been open for about 2.5. We serve here in Auburndale. We have 6 weeks old up until 12-year-olds. And then in Rudolph, we have 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds. The biggest thing that we do with them is we have play-based learning so that they learn through play with each other. And social skills are a huge part of what we do with them.
Find Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Join us for Marshfield's Dairy Fest. Friday, May 31st is the Mayor's Breakfast, 5:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. At 5 p.m., head to Columbia Park for family-friendly entertainment. Also, enjoy free live music at the Wenzel Family Plaza. Saturday, June 1st, the parade starts at 11 a.m. In the afternoon, the Pie and Ice Cream Social is at Upham Mansion. Nuts Deep 2 will be hosting outdoor beverage garden with live music. For more information, visit marshfieldchamber.com.
Number 25, the designated player, Jess Norton.
Jess Norton, who led off the second inning with a double to lead things off here, as Erickson with a beautiful changeup gets Norton out in front. It's 0-1.
Special thank you to our home plate umpire, Louis Eisman, who went ahead and informed us of a position change where left field to right field. We were just saying up in the booth, not a whole lot of guys do that anymore. As Norton's going to go ahead and have her second hit of the day, as that finds the green grass of the left field, as she gets out in front of a fastball, or out in front of a fastball for her to once again find a hit. And in the game comes the flex. That's the right fielder, Kylie Carroll, who can run for your designated player in kind of a softball rule. So Coach Nelson and Coach Schill going ahead and taking advantage of that. So Carroll running now at first base with nobody out here in the bottom of the third inning.
Now Madison Moss, who singled her last time up, starts the inning off, or starts the at-bat off with a foul straight back, and it's 0-1. Lexi Stofflet is, Jess Norton, pardon me, with a couple of hits, as Paul mentioned in her last at-bat, back in the lineup. And a line drive as Moss attempts at the bunt and misses. The first one was a rocket to left center. That one was a bloop right over the head of Clark for her second hit of the game.
Madison Moss with an important single the last time at bat. Unfortunately misses on the bunt attempt. Now behind 0-2.
And Erickson misses high and away. Ball and 2 strikes with Delaney Hahn waiting on deck for Assumption. Leading 7-3 here in the third. Josie Erickson fires home. Going to be lined to left. Back on it is Fernholz, and that one's going to one-hop the wall. Carroll will go from first to third, and Madison Moss with a double.
Madison Moss doing a great job of keeping her hands back on an inside fastball and ropes a line drive to left field, continuing to be hot at the plate. So 2 for 2 for Norton, 2 for 2 for Madison Moss with a double. And now the Royals once again cooking here in the third inning with runners on third and second base. Nobody out, Hahn at the plate.
Delaney flew out to center her last time up, and that was fouled into the mitt, and it's 0-1.
You know, Steve, so it's interesting. After watching Erickson be so dominant against Mosinee in the first go-around, do you think it's just hot hitting, or do you feel like maybe she's lost a little bit of her velocity?
Probably a little bit, gas a little bit. Diving stop by Clark, no play. May have saved another run, but an RBI infield base hit for Delaney Hahn. That was a heck of a play by Clark.
I was just saying, impressive range by Clark as she went ahead and definitely saved a run for now for the Blue Golds with where it is. Unfortunately, she was unable to go ahead and get to her feet to make that throw, but just to keep it in front of the infield, unbelievably impressive.
Now back to the top of the order, and Anna Schooley. Couple of doubles today for Anna. And heading to second is Hahn on a stolen base.
That time, the Royals taking advantage and allowed Hahn to go ahead and take second base. Moss on third, Hahn on second, Schooley at the dish. 8-3 Royals here in the bottom of the third inning.
Schooley looks at a ball high, and it's 1-1.
Again, Steve, we talked a little bit about at the beginning of this. For the Royals, a very important game from a seeding perspective just because of mutual opponents.
And 2-1 now as some warm-up action for Aquinas is starting to our right in the grassy area. Bullpen.
Did you just make a grassy knoll?
Grassy knoll, yeah.
There's a second pitcher somewhere on the grassy knoll is what you're saying?
Yeah. 3-1 to Schooley.
That being stated, we talked about the 6 degrees of separation. Aquinas beat Cochran Fountain City. Cochran Fountain City, of course, is in Assumption sectional. Cochran Fountain City would have split in conference with Alma Pepin.
3-1 is lined to deep left
Goodbye.
field, and that one is gone. A 3-run home run for Anna Schooley, and the Royals lead 11-3 on a rocket to left.
You could have put a stewardess on that thing because Anna Schooley absolutely tattooed that ball to left field for a 3-run shot. It is now the Royals 11, the Blue Golds 3, and I believe we're going to get a pitching change here, Steve.
And that was still with 4 runs in the inning and still nobody out. We will have that pitching change, and we'll have it when we come back. 11-3 Assumption. Back after this on Zaleski Sports.
Welcome. How may we help you?
New windows, new garage, new car, swimming pool. Tuition, we're not talking scholarship here. And a vacation.
Our affordable home equity line of credit may be just what you need.
Medical expenses, braces for our youngest. How about the dog? Roof. How about the roof? And did I mention how long I wanted that vacation to be?
Your money, your life. How may we help you?
Customize your next apparel order with Maida Custom Apparel of Stevens Point. Visit us today for custom baseball and softball apparel. Need help with a design? We have you covered. Our highly skilled staff will turn your idea into a reality with great quality screen printing. Or choose from a variety of embroidery options today. Visit us at our physical store or online at maidacustom.com.
All right, welcome back to Wisconsin Rapids. Assumption leads 11-3 here in the bottom of the third inning. Still nobody out for Ari Kavanaugh as Bryn Grabowski is the new pitcher for the Blue Golds. And squares the bunt, gets it down, and a beauty, and she's going to beat it out for an infield single. And second infield single via the bunt for Ari here today.
This Royals lineup was able to go ahead and get to Josie Erickson. But, Steve, as we wrap the book on Josie today, I just want to make sure that I call out how impressive she was. 7 innings of impressive work against the Mosinee Indians, handing them their first loss, then turned around and tried to go ahead and face this Royal lineup. Got through the first inning relatively unscathed. But unfortunately, it looked like she got a little bit tired, and this Royal lineup got to her. But congratulations, Josie, on a great day.
And Claire Nelson to right. That one's going to get over the. Oh, it's in and out of the glove of Sikowski. That was a heck of a effort there by Abby Zilkowski. Wow, that was close.
Yeah, Claire Nelson went ahead and hit that ball hard to right field. Sikowski snow coned it, trying to go as that ball was going away from her. Unfortunately, was unable to secure it.
And now Macy Vollert had a 2-run home run in the first inning. That one's going to be lined to left center, and it's going to be caught by Fernholz. And now Kavanaugh's going to try and tag. She's going to be safe at third, and Nelson's going to be safe at second. Another impressive outfield play by the Blue Golds.
We're going to have a little bit of time. There's going to be time called as maybe not. I thought maybe the left fielder came up a little bit. Yeah, she's definitely favoring that knee a little bit. Maybe it's the elbow from the slide, but a heck of a grab.
Outstanding.
Again, this game has been chaos. There has been so many outstanding plays in this particular ball game and so many hard-hit balls.
And now Lydia Smith's with 2 on and 1 out now. There's a strike from Grabowski, and it's 0-1. Takes a deep breath. Yeah, it has been craziness from the get-go. Leadoff triple to start the game, and now Smith's way out in front, and it's 0-2.
I have to admit, if you watch Grabowski throw, it almost like she fakes like she's going to come overhand and then comes downhill. Like she shows you the ball, kind of gives a little bit fake forward, and then brings it down. It's a really unusual delivery.
Misses high and away, and it's 1-2. Thank you all for tuning in here this afternoon on Zaleski Sports. We'll have Assumption and Amherst to end our day in just a little while here. Smits pops this one up first base side and hits the top of the dugout. It remains 1-2. Know we had some people from La Crosse tuning in Game 1. Appreciate you all making us a part of your Saturday afternoon throughout the state of Wisconsin and throughout on the World Wide Web. The 1-2 to Smits. Got her looking on the inside corner, and a strikeout is out number 2. And now Alexi Stofflet for the Royals.
A well-placed ball by Grabowski. Bryn working that inside corner very effectively for this blue-gold lineup. 11-3, bottom of the third inning. Royals lead. Kavanaugh on second, Kavanaugh on third, Nelson on second. Number 31, Lexi Stofflet at the plate, trying to go ahead and extend this out.
Stofflet today.
You're going to have a courtesy runner coming in the ball game for Claire Nelson for the catcher. That's number 3, Jordan Jaglinski, entering the game as a courtesy runner for the catcher as Claire Nelson heads back to the dugout.
The 0-1 to Stofflet. Going to be knuckled over to first. Gagermeyer will take it herself and end the third inning. 4 across for Assumption on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. They leave 2 more. We've played 3 complete. 11-3 Assumption. Back after this, Zaleski Sports.
Customize your next apparel order with Maida Custom Apparel of Stevens Point. Visit us today for custom baseball and softball apparel. Need help with a design? We have you covered. Our highly skilled staff will turn your idea into a reality with great quality screen printing. Or choose from a variety of embroidery options today. Visit us at our physical store or online at maidacustom.com.
After a couple years of a job that doesn't fit, it's time for more money, more opportunity. That is where Mid-State Technical College comes in. Would cooking be a good fit? Try on a career in welding. Perhaps the outdoors suits you better. Or maybe helping people is a better fit. No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options, making Mid-State the perfect fit.
Miskowski to lead things off here in the visitor half of the 4th inning. Miskowski, Zilkowski, and Schulze for Aquinas against Macy Vollert, who now has an 11-3 lead to work with. And slow roller is going to be foul past third, and it's 0-1.
Hahn doing a good job, not only aggressively charging that ball, but making sure that once it went foul that she kept it there. Home plate umpire Louis Eierseman doing a great job getting up and out of the box on the line to make sure he has a good look at that ball that was just foul.
The ball's in a strike to Tessa, who singled and scored back in the 2nd inning. Inside corner, and doesn't agree with it, but hits the inside corner. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Here in the 4th.
Steve, momentum's a funny thing.
And Vollert picks up another serve pro. Jamie Wenzel strikeout, back-to-back strikeouts for Macy. And call Jamie Wenzel a serve pro for the number 1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve pro, like it never even happened.
You and I watched this Royal team on both Monday and Thursday where they struggled to put the ball in play, and they just looked like they lacked a lot of energy. Then we watched Aquinas go ahead and had Division II Mosinee Indians their first loss of the season, and just watch them just absolutely hit the ball and play with great joy and energy. And all of a sudden in this particular ball game, based on 2 real long fly balls or 2 real long home runs, one by Vollert, one by Schooley, the Royals have kind of built an 11-3 lead and have just gained the momentum kind of back that they had lost earlier in the week. Again, sports are a funny thing.
The 0-2, and Vollert picks up back-to-back strikeouts here in the inning, her 6th of the game. And there's 2 away now here in the 4th inning. And now Ava Schulze, who struck out in the 2nd inning. 3 in a row for Macy.
After a rough outing against Stratford earlier in the week, Macy Vullert returning back to her dominant form that we've seen all year long out of Macy.
There's an off-speed pitch fouled straight back, and it's 0-1 to Scholze. Nobody on, 2 away here in the fourth, 11-3 Royals. Nearing 1 o'clock here in Wisconsin Rapids. This gorgeous Saturday afternoon. The 0-1. Vollerts ahead 0-2.
Macy, it looks like she's in a really comfortable zone right now as she just seems to be painting the inside-outside corner effectively, seems to have a nice rhythm with that fastball.
And got her looking, strikes out the side here in the fourth inning. And we have played 3.5. It's 11-3 Assumption. Back after this on Zaleski Sports.
Hi, I'm Shai from Next Step Prosthetics. 5 years ago, we opened our practice to provide life-changing prosthetics that are both comfortable and functional.
I would definitely recommend Shai.
Shai is very compassionate, caring.
We've grown to serve patients throughout Wisconsin. We want to thank them, their families, and providers who have trusted us on the journey.
Go to Next Step, because it's going to change your life.
Why wait another day? Call to set up a free, no-obligation evaluation. Let us take the next step together towards a better life.
Business owners share so many challenges, but there's one challenge that has an easy solution. Branding your business with creative graphics and a plethora of effective print marketing options is as easy as Quality Plus Printing. With over 30 years of marketing expertise and a track record of happy customers, you can trust in Quality Plus Printing to develop the perfect brand for you. As a business owner, you have enough to focus on. Give yourself a break and trust in Quality Plus Printing on 8th Street in Wisconsin Rapids, or find us at qpprinting.com. That's qpprinting.com.
Fourth inning we go. It'll be Norton, Moss, and Hahn, and just trying to go back and go through that. Half inning. Not sure if it was an immaculate inning or not, so we're trying to figure all that out. And immaculate inning, 9 pitches, 9 strikes, 3 strikeouts. And it may very well have been for Macy Vollert. Didn't keep good enough track about it, but Macy had 3 more strikeouts in that inning.
I feel like somewhere the friend of the program, Greg Scott, will go ahead and either give us an update now or give us an update later in terms of where that goes. But again, after what has been some wild innings, or some wild half innings, I guess as you would say, that one would probably also kind of qualify in terms of where it goes. Where Macy Vollert's dominance on the mound in that particular inning was nothing short of impressive.
2-0 to Norton, who's 2 for 2 today. Grabowski misses outside, 3-0.
Jess nods in approval and agrees that it was outside. So 3 balls, no strikes. Bottom here of the fourth inning. Royals up by 8.
And a leadoff walk to Jess Norton, who's been on base all 3 times here today, and which will bring up Kylie Carroll to run in for Jess. Here with nobody out in the fourth inning.
33, first
Nope.
baseman.
No, maybe they're gonna keep her out there to run. Maybe. And now they're gonna have a conversation here, but
so you're gonna have a sub entering the ball game to run for Norton, is what it appears to be.
Delaney was ready, and then they sent her back in.
And in will come the game a pinch runner, number 3, Jordan Jaglinski, for number 25, Jess Norton.
Jess, again, has been on base all 3 times today and has led off the last 3 innings. And so to get that leadoff runner is big time for the Royals.
Absolutely. Again, it starts it fresh. So Jaglinski at first with good speed. Moss at the plate, 2 for 2.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see if Coach Nelson either tries to bunt her in advance or perhaps puts Jaglinski in motion and see if she can steal the base.
First offering misses low to Moss, and it's 1-0.
Saravelli, obviously, for the Blue Golds, has had an impressive day, not only with the bat, but she's got a good arm. We're curious to see on with what Coach Nelson chooses to do.
The 1-0 to Moss hits the inside corner, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike with Delaney Hahn waiting on deck.
Again, trying to get to scoring position with Anna Schooley two away is an important piece.
Hahn swings and misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Moss swings and misses.
Isn't that what I said?
Hahn.
Did I?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's okay. Anyway, Madison Moss is batting. I just
Yeah.
want to make sure everybody at home has that.
1 ball and 2 strikes. That's going to be hit hard and fouling out of play. Remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Madison has had a nice day at the plate. A single to center and a double to left. Runner at first and nobody out.
More importantly, Steve, in addition to hits, both balls have been really barreled up, hit hard by her.
The 1-2. Inside corner and just missed a bit inside, and it's 2-2. 11-3 Assumption, bottom 4 here in Wisconsin Rapids.
Saravelli with great spring each time, going ahead and holding Jake Linsky at bay at first.
Got her looking on the inside corner. There's a first strikeout from Grabowski, and there's one away here in the home 4th inning. The first strikeout. Second strikeout for Aquinas pitching here in game 2, or in the game. Now Delaney Hahn right back up the middle, and Delaney's on base for the second time.
So that ball was hard hit up the middle of the field. The center fielder for Aquinas, Miskowski, came and charged that ball hard. Looked like she may actually have had a play if it was not for the fleet-footed Jordan Jaglinski sprinting to second base. But, again, you've got runner on first, runner on second, 1 out, and up comes number 21, Anna Schooley, who last time hit a softball that still hasn't landed somewhere towards left field. As she went ahead and hit a towering home run.
Ground ball to second, or to short, and no play at on the relay as Hahn is out. Clark, another nice play, and there's runners at the corners for Ari Kavanaugh.
Yeah, Steve, we've seen Clark just be unbelievably impressive today at the shortstop position, fielding balls, being real sure-handed in terms of where it goes. Not a chance to get a double play on that with Anna's speed, but a good job getting that second out.
And that was going to be hit into left field, an RBI base hit for Ari Kavanaugh. Royals lead 12-3.
Kavanaugh once again continuing to have a hot swinging stick. Drives in another important Kerry Van Ertz insurance run, perhaps, for the Royals, as they are now up 9 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And up comes Claire Nelson, who last time hit a hard hit line drive to right field. And at this point, a ball into the outfield with the speed on base could go ahead and put Assumption in a spot to close it out in the top half of the 5th inning. So we'll see if Nelson can come through with another big RBI hit.
Scully at second, Kavanaugh at first with 2 outs. 1-0 rolls in there. Vollert waits on deck. 2-0 now to Claire Nelson.
I have to admit, I absolutely love Grabowski's delivery. She shows it. She kind of looks like it's going to come over, and then it's just out, down between. I absolutely think it's fantastic.
3-0 to Nelson.
3-0 to Nelson. Normally, you'd like to go ahead and kind of take a strike, but I assume that Claire's going to have a green light here with the way that she swings her bat.
The 3-0. Inside, 4-pitch walk to Claire, and now Macy Vollert with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Vollert, a home run, reached on an error, and a fly out to left.
Now batting number 2, pitcher Macy Vollert.
Vollert with the chance to go ahead and blow this game wide open here with the bases full and a lot of speed on the bases for the Royals.
Vollert looks at an off-speed pitch. Good for a strike, and it's 0-1. Fly out to left her last time up.
Steve, regardless of outcome in this game, Aquinas is in really good shape when you look at their sectional.
Vollert ahead or behind, 0-2.
When you look at their sectional, this is a team that you could very easily see playing at the state tournament. For Assumption, this feels like, and obviously we got a long way to go, but this feels like a big momentum-building opportunity.
Just missed inside. Aquinas dugout sure wanted it. Didn't miss by much, and it's 1-2. Grabowski trying to work out of it here with only 1 run across. The 1-2. We fouled at the plate, fighting it off as Vollert, and it remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Leadoff walk to Norton. Strikeout to Moss. Hahn singled. Schooley reached out of fielder's choice, and Kavanaugh singled. Then a walk to Nelson.
Cervelli looking over to get the sign from the dugout.
The 1-2. The Vollert fouled again up along third. Remains 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Grabowski certainly does not throw as hard as what Erickson does, but she does a good job placing the ball inside and out.
Yep.
We've seen her have a nice changeup. And again, I think that delivery style of pitch makes it a little bit more challenging for the hitter to go ahead and locate that ball.
The 1-2 a little bit high that time, 2-2 to Vollert. And as soon as it was across the plate, Macy looked back to make sure she didn't strike out. The 2-2 to Vollert. Grabowski fires home. Could be hit hard to left. Over on it is Fernholz. Diving and can't make the play. 1 will score, 2 will score, and they're going to send Nelson in a 3 RBI double for Macy Vollert.
I told you, Steve, with the speed that the Royals had on base, that a hit had a chance to go ahead and score 2. When Fernholz, who made an unbelievable effort out in left field to go ahead and dive for that ball, couldn't come up with it. Claire Nelson, who was running hard on the pitch, went ahead and scored all the way from first base to bring it in as a score. So 15-3, Assumption now leads Aquinas here in the 4th inning with a runner on Macy Vollert standing out on second base. Nothing short of impressive for Assumption today. They have jumped all over the Blue Golds and hit the ball squarely.
Now Lydia Smits at the plate, looks at a ball outside.
The good news for Assumption is that they had plenty of hits saved up from the earlier in the week to go ahead and use up. The bad news is, of course, they saved them and they're using them all in the first game here today. Yeah. So good to see this Royals lineup get back on track as Smits hits the ball to bloop left field. It drops for a single in front of Fernholz, and Vollert scores from second base. Lydia goes ahead and retreats back to first on a, would you call it, a seeing eye single. Extending the lead 16-3, Royals here in the top of the 4th inning.
I'm not sure if you saw what just happened out there or not, or if the camera caught it or not, but Klar went out, Fernholz and Miskowski all came together, and then Klar ended up sharing a big hug with Fernholz after that play happened, and she wasn't letting her go.
That being stated, I'll tell you what, Fernholz has the back-to-back plays. She's covered range. It's great hustle. It's great effort. She had a ball that she caught in left center field. I believe it's in the 3rd inning or the 2nd inning where it looked like maybe she scuffed up a knee or an elbow. Just pretty impressive across the way. We're going to get a courtesy, or we're going to get a pinch hitter into the ball game. Number 20.
Lila Fisher is going to ground that one past third, and it's 0-1.
And Lila's coming in the ball game to hit for Lexi Stofflet. So nice to see Lila Fisher go ahead and get an at-bat here. Lydia Smits on first. 0-1 the count, 2 outs. Assumption 16, Aquinas 3 here at the Royal Rumble in Wisconsin Rapids. Aquinas handed Mosney their first victory, or their first defeat of the season in Game 1. But Assumption has come out and with some hot hits, taking a lead here on them in Game 2.
2-1 now to Fisher. And it's 2 balls and a strike. I'm looking forward to next year at the Royal Rumble, having a big wrestling ring out there after the last game is over and having a big-time wrestling match. Bring in some of those WWE professionals. And
if you remember right, last year at the Royal Rumble here, Steve, you had Columbus Catholic took on Aquinas, or took on Assumption in a rain-shortened game.
Yeah.
And
Fish backhanded by Grabowski. And there's 2 away. Or that'll end it, pardon me, here in through 4. We'll go to the 5th. Again, confusion and chaos. We'll be back as Ari Kavanaugh looks to close it out here for Assumption. We'll be back after this on Zaleski Sports.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
The Sports Den, located on Marshfield's sunny south side since 1975. The Sports Den has the area's best selection of outdoor equipment. Find top brands of snowshoes, cross-country and downhill skis, snowboards, swimming equipment, skateboards, and more. The Sports Den has a full-service bike repair center along with top bike brands, Specialized, Trek, and others. The Sports Den is Central Wisconsin's Fat Bike headquarters. Visit the Sports Den in Marshfield Monday through Saturday and thesportsden.net.
Top of the fifth inning we go. Bryn Grabowski to lead things off, and she's ahead 2 balls and no strikes as Bryn Grabowski at the plate, followed by Ava Fernholz, then back to the top of the order.
So to extend this game, Aquinas is going to need to plate at least 4 runs.
There's a swing and a miss to Grabowski, and it's 2-1.
As Vollert's looking to go ahead and throw the complete game for the Royals.
Offering home. Misses 3-1 to Grabowski, followed by Fernholz and then Savadelli for the Blue Golds here today. 16-3 Assumption. Misses inside and draws a leadoff walk. Does Grabowski. Assumption 16 runs on 17 hits. A couple of errors by Aquinas today. And now Ava Fernholz, who is much like earlier Lauren Von Ruden we were talking about. Ava has been in the middle of everything the last couple of innings out in left field.
I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not, but I had referenced with Fernholz that she perhaps had her elbow scraped up or a knee scraped up on that grab on the warning track. Yeah. You can clearly see it, that elbow is definitely scraped. She has logged some outstanding mileage today for the Blue Golds.
Popped up to Kavanaugh, and there's one away here in the 5th.
Fernholz, of course, a basketball player for the Blue Golds program, consistently year in, year out. One of the best in the state, coached by, of course, Dave Donarski over at Aquinas. So nice to see a multi-sport athlete out here for the Blue Golds. So 1 out, top of the 5th inning, 16-3 Assumption. Runner on first base for the Blue Golds, which is...
The runner is Grabowski, and the batter is Savadelli, who we saw sprint around the bases like she was a track star.
The fleet-footed catcher.
That was an impressive base running clinic there by Catherine to lead the game off.
Well, and she was, as good as she's been behind the plate in Game 1, she was unbelievably impressive. Not only keeping Mosini at bay when they were on bait, but with the stick as well. Really an impressive day for her. She's good-looking player for the Blue Golds. Definitely going to be part of their playoff run.
There's a Savadelli ahead, 2 balls and 1 strike. Going to be grounded back to Vollert to second for 1, and not even going to take a breath. She was already at first base when Schooley caught the ball.
Yeah, again, the fleet-footed catcher for the Blue Golds. As we're going to go ahead and it looks like we're going to get a pinch batter for the Blue Golds. It looks to be number 3.
9, I think.
Number 9?
Yeah, Caroline Paulson, a junior, hitting for Lauren Von Ruden with a runner at first. And, again, you would not expect Savadelli to stay put at first base for very long, even down by 13 runs. With her speed, it's hard-pressed to keep her at first base.
So the Blue Golds down to their final out. Even though you're in the 5th inning, of course, it's the 10-run kill rule, mercy rule, end-of-game rule in effect here. Again, down to the final out as Paulson comes in to hit.
The junior left-handed hitter looks at a ball outside, and it's 1-0. And again, shows you how much I know. Savadelli wasn't even sniffing at second base, so 1-0 here from Vollert. Inside corner, good for a strike, and it's 1-1.
I think you do have to be a little bit careful, even though Savadelli has got unbelievable speed. Claire Nelson does have an impressive throwing arm back there. Obviously, Anna Schooley very sure-gloved out at shortstop.
The 1-1 misses outside.
Speaking of Anna Skulik, how about congratulations to Anna's brother Matt, who will be graduating today from the University of Northern Illinois. Mom and Dad Schooley, Wendy and Matt Schooley down there celebrating that, so maybe they're watching here on Zaleski, so shout out to them. As Vollert goes ahead and fields the ground ball, throws it to first base, and the Royals are victorious today here in 5 innings as the game has gone final. Assumption 16, Aquinas 3. You're watching high school softball here on Zaleski Sports. We'll take a commercial break, and we'll come back with the game with a recap.
Hi, I'm Shai from Next Step Prosthetics. 5 years ago, we opened our practice to provide life-changing prosthetics that are both comfortable and functional.
I would definitely recommend Shai.
Shai is very compassionate, caring.
We've grown to serve patients throughout Wisconsin. We want to thank them, their families, and providers who have trusted us on their journey.
Go to Next Step because it's going to change your life.
Why wait another day? Call to set up a free, no-obligation evaluation. Let us take the next step together towards a better life.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Rapids. It's time now for our Next Step Prosthetics post-game show. Again, just going through some numbers here. Aquinas 3 runs, on 3 hits. They only left 2 runners on base and committed a couple of errors. No errors tonight for Assumption. Macy Vollert goes 5 innings, gives up those 3 runs, and struck out 7 here in 5 innings. For Assumption offensively, 16 runs on 17 hits. There were those 2 Aquinas errors, and they left 5 runners on base. Again, they scored 16 runs in 4 innings here tonight against a pretty talented Aquinas softball team.
So first of all, congratulations to Aquinas on a great day. It's one of those deals where I know Assumption scored some runs on them, but I don't think anything probably overshadows the impressiveness of handing Mosinee, the Division II #1 team in the state, their first loss. So congratulations to Aquinas. And again, I'm really glad we had a chance to see them play, Steve. I think looking at their sectional, I would say they're clearly the sectional favorite. And should be in a great spot where you might be able to see them playing at the state tournament down in Madison. As far as for Assumption is concerned, I know it's hyperbole late in the season, but a monster win going into the seeding meeting. Not only because of common opponents, but Assumption dominated this game from start to finish. So you always wonder, from a culture and a character standpoint, how will a team respond? You know, Assumption started the week leading the Merriwood South. Ultimately, congratulations to Auburndale, who was able to capture the Merriwood South title. They were 1 hit on Thursday at Stratford. They had lost their designated player, Jess Norton, to illness, and you kind of wonder, how do they respond? Well, they responded with 17 hits, 16 runs, and a dominating performance over a ranked Division III team that was feeling pretty high, beating Mosinee. So nothing short of impressive, and maybe the biggest shout-out is to Macy Vollert.
Yep.
She not only got the Royals going impressively on the mound today, but I thought the 3-run shot she hit in the first inning and the way she sprinted the bases and then just kind of brought it to the team, brought the energy to the team, gave them a lot of confidence. So, again, congratulations to the Royals, Coach Nelson, Coach Schill. Congratulations to Macy Vollert, who was simply outstanding. And, again, Anna Schooley continues to swing a hot stick as she had a monster 3-run shots for Assumption. So they'll play Amherst here in the second game. That should be coming up at about how long?
45 minutes, I would assume. So, yep, depending. Amherst playing Marshall right now. We don't know how that game's going. Expecting about 2 o'clock start or so. That's what we have planned and scheduled. So I think we're going to step aside, go get something to eat, and get ready for Assumption and Amherst at about 2 o'clock here this afternoon in Wisconsin Rapids. For Paul J. Glinsky and Olivia Zimmerman, this is Steve Mave signing off. Have a great 45 minutes. We'll talk to you again for Game 3 of the Royal Rumble here on Zaleski Sports.